he doesn't want someone with him who is willing and audacious enough to attack and counter-attack. As you see on the left-hand side, Watson isn't having any of this. He takes it into this sweeping right-hand corner, taking so much speed as he attacks through, and he's one of to me, what looks like one of the freshest riders within here. This is a strong, strong move from the 20-year-old rider from Leeds.
What a move. The 20-year-old rider for Leeds putting Mark Cavendish on the back foot, but Cavendish dropping down into that very, very aero tuck. Takes a gulp in, look at his mouth open there, gulping in the air here. These riders are going to be at or around their very limit, but look at the pace that Watson carried into this tailwind section, out on the gas here, stamps back on the pedals. Cavendish still hasn't got back fully into the slipstream of Sam Watson, who is absolutely flying here. And the rider that's looking very dangerous as well behind is Richardson. So Watson absolutely flying and putting these two riders on the back foot, and it looks as if the threat of, no, there's a shake of the head there for Richardson, and I don't blame Richardson there. He's playing a very, very canny game, but this is going to be an interesting scenario here now, because Richardson is looking strong. Will he go straight over the top?
This is what the Cavendish and Watson need to be aware of here. The fact that Richardson is sitting at the back, keeping as low as possible, carrying the speed. And here, another move on the left-hand side from Alex Richardson of Le Col. It's straight onto the back wheel of that. Sam Watson really attentive to that move, and they just have to be aware of these moves that might go. And it is Richardson again, the second time on this lap, trying to turn things up.
This is absolutely breathless stuff. We're into the last few kilometres of the British National Road Race Championships for the elite men. Mark Cavendish is in front. The former champion back in 2013. Remember, the last time we had the British Championships was in Scotland, was in Glasgow, when this man on the front won. The rider in second position. He's finished on two occasions in sixth place back in 2021 and 2019. That is Alexander Richardson. And in third position there for Equipe Continentale Groupama FDJ is the youngest rider in this group and the only under 23, Sam Watson. And the rider that they have dispatched quite clinically, in fact, is Ben Turner. But if they continue to finesse a little bit here, they will open the door for Ben Turner to get back in contact, because Turner is a Yorkshireman. He's got a lot of grit and he will continue to fight, although it looks to me as if it's a pretty significant gap they've opened up on him now. So we have just a couple of kilometres to go now. This has been an amazing race. It really has. The sun is now shining here in Dumfries and Galloway. The finish is approaching in Castle Douglas, and one of the riders in front here will become the British National Elite Road Race Champion. Will it be Mark Cavendish on the back? One of the most decorated riders of all time, remember. There he is, just rolling through. He wants to make sure that Ben Turner is out of the picture frame, and he also wants to keep the momentum going from this group as well. What he doesn't want to do is to slow it down and get caught on the hop. A little bit of a stealth manoeuvre there from Mark Cavendish. Sam Watson drops into his slipstream. Alexander Richardson just on the back there, also dropping off, which can be suggestive of him trying to make a move. Rider generally will just leave a bit of sliding space. This is getting very cagey here. Alexander Richardson moves to the left, drops his head. They are now approaching the outskirts, this suburban area. We only have now a very short distance to go until we see who will be crowned the winner of the British Elite Championships for 2022, Hannah.
This is a remarkable finale to this race. 201 kilometres, and Watson goes again on the right-hand side. And at the moment, no reaction from Alex Richardson here. Cavendish is forced to try and chase things down. And the man from Leeds, the 20-year-old from Leeds, from Groupama FDJ Continental team, is going in full flight here in search of this elite British national road title.
Well, Mark Cavendish has been forced to chase it. Alexander Richardson did exactly the right thing. They're forcing Mark Cavendish to chase. He's back on the wheel of Sam Watson. Now this is where Mark Cavendish has got to be very, very careful indeed that Richardson doesn't go early, but Richardson was just off the wheel there, so three riders here. Only one of these can pull on that jersey. The under-23 championships is secured for Sam Watson, that is for sure, but he wants bigger things. He wants the elite title. It's going to be a track sprint here. Richardson on the left, out of the saddle. Cavendish looks around just to make sure the threat of Ben Turner is completely extinguished, and they almost reduce things down to a walking pace. Wow, Sam Watson leads into this final corner, into King Street, Hannah.
Cavendish wanting to come from the back, and if they keep at this pace here and start looking at each other and really start to mess around, will Turner just in the background as Watson makes that right-hand turn into King Street. This is the finish straight. They've got the finish line in their sights. Cavendish just out of the saddle. Sandwiched is Alex Richardson. Going to lead things out is the 20-year-old from Leeds in Samuel Watson.
Samuel Watson leads them through on King Street here in the centre of Castle Douglas. Who is going to take the title? Watson looks, Cavendish on the wheel there. Richardson is in second place here. So on the left-hand side, Cavendish opened things up. Richardson's looking quick though. Watson on the right-hand side, but Cavendish goes, turning a huge gear. Cavendish opens up the gap here. Mark Cavendish takes the title again. Cavendish is the champion of Great Britain once more. What an absolutely sensational race by the man from the Isle of Man. One of the greatest sprinters of all time takes title number 2. There we go.
Wow.
What fourth place there for Ben Turner. Well, what an absolutely brilliant race. What a win by Mark Cavendish. Great riding by Alexander Richardson. What can you say about Sam Watson? And there we go. Smiles all round for Mark Cavendish. What a ride.